Yo, YouTubers and Archives of Darkness, also known as Sir Killington of Color Struck, and I'm here to do another video. Some of it's going to be me opening up. Some of it's going to be me talking about the whole Charlemagne the God situation that happened. So Charlemagne the God apparently went out with Tomi Lahren. Now, he went out with Tomi Lahren. His own words, he said that he went out to open up some more dialogue with her because he says he contacts her every time he hears something crazy out of her mouth. He's saying he did it for the dialogue, right? And a lot of people had a problem with that. A lot of people see Tomi Lahren for what she is. Me, like I said before, I believe that Tomi Lahren is a shield. She knows what she's doing. She's just doing it for the money, right? Whether she believes it or not, it is irrelevant because what she's doing is spreading dangerous rhetoric that will ultimately just keep dividing us and eventually start violence, essentially. And then they're just going to point the blame at black people like they always do. But as we know, history usually tells history will tell a different story, essentially. But yeah, he went out with her. He got dragged, and then he said something on Twitter along the lines of, instead of talking about Tomi Lahren, why don't we get a young black or Latino woman to open up a rhetoric for us the same way Tomi Lahren is doing it, like build our own news station, our own platform. And he kind of got drugged through Twitter for that. And it was funny because I can't remember the Francesca, I think her name was. She went on a whole like 30 tweet saying atting Charlemagne the God about this situation. There's a whole bunch of women of color out there and news stations that are brown biased, or essentially, or just brown people run, that he didn't know about. And obviously some of us know about these places. I know about these places, and she mentioned herself and Cat Black have been putting up content on YouTube for like 11 years. And I was like, yo, at that point I stopped and I got real in my feelings. Because I've been putting up content on YouTube for a really long time, since 2009. This account has been, I can't remember when I opened up this account, I gotta go look. But I've been on YouTube for a really long time. There were times when me and my homeboy Lorenzo, we would do these things called dubs. And dubs were getting us what in wrestling what we call over. And there's one point we got 80,000 views in 3 days. And this is YouTube before it was as big as it is and commercialized as it was. It had 80,000 views in one day, and then the next week it was like up to 100,000, and then the video got deleted by YouTube because it violated the rules or whatever. Some years later, you have these people called Team 4-Star came along doing the same exact thing me and Lorenzo was doing, and they've been allowed to exist to an extent. So I didn't fuck with YouTube after that. Like, once I saw that happen, I stopped putting up videos and content on YouTube. I kind of quit. But this being said, I feel like, why the fuck? I wasted my time for so long. Like, I've been putting up videos on YouTube since, I don't know, 2000. Really, I think since I started in 2006, 2009. In 2009, I think I created this channel. But I mean, most of it is my opinions. Most of it is me blogging. That's usually my content, my opinions, my rules, whatever. I didn't expect to get big. It just made me think about how long I've been in there. And that's going to segue us into me telling you guys that I am boring as fuck. Now, I'm leaving the Charlemagne the God thing alone. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I want to know what y'all think about the Charlemagne the God and Tomi Lahren thing, or even the Trevor Noah situation with her. Tell me what you guys think. I want to know. But I'm about to segue into this other thing. I'm boring as hell. So I consider myself somewhat of a Renaissance man, a writer. I'm an artist. I'm a director. I've directed little things on YouTube. Go to my other account, Anarchist. I'm a writer, artist, director. I'm a teacher now. I'm a soldier. I'm doing all of these things, and I realize that I'm really fucking boring. I'm not comfortable with it. Last night I just was. It might just be because the sun is gone. There's no sun outside, so I have a lack of vitamin. Is it E or D? Vitamin E, one of them. I'm not getting enough vitamins from the sun, so I'm not happy, and I get depressed. My mom hit me and said, "You usually depressed around this time of year," and she's right because it really has been that way for a really long time. It's not always the sun. Sometimes I think about my past and my real mom or my biological mom, not my real mom, my biological mom. That kind of depresses me, but I don't know. I feel like I consider myself a Renaissance man, but I do usually a Renaissance man is somebody who's mastered a bunch of shit. I haven't mastered any of the shit that I've done. I'm like average in everything. Like I'm average in directing. If I had the money, I would probably be a little better, but I don't have the resources for that or the money for that matter. I don't have the money for the resources. I'm a writer. I'm average in that. I really believe that. I mean, if you haven't, I don't know, you tell me, go get my book. Judgment Day on Amazon by Jonathan Martin. Look it up. It's the brown skinned guy, the purple background, with the brown guy has a part of his face is white. Go look it up. I just feel like everything I do is like average. Everything I do is average, and it makes me feel like because I know people who do a lot more than me, and they've got things they've mastered what they're doing. Closest thing I can think of is like somebody like Gambino. I used to watch his videos when I was growing up. Like I used to watch Derek Comedy on YouTube, and that was all his videos. Him and a bunch of other people. I even seen this movie. I just feel like no matter how much work I put into stuff, I'm not master. I do all this stuff, and I'm just a boring person. Like I don't go outside, I don't do none of that. The most outlandish thing I do is I'm a professional wrestler. I'm learning to be a professional wrestler. I am a professional wrestler. That's probably the most outlandish thing I do, most interesting thing I do. Like, what do you guys do out there? Like a lot of my friends, going out and wasting your time and shaking your ass or whatever. I just don't have. Like, I know people who do that, and that's not necessarily fun. Like for me, fun is sitting in the house writing, drawing, making things up, creating, or even wrestling. That for me is fun. None of it's a job, but I feel like I haven't mastered anything. I feel like by now I would have mastered something. Maybe video editing, I'm like above average in to an extent, but past that, I don't think I've mastered anything. It kind of bothers me, and I don't like it. And tell me what you guys do. What you guys do when you're feeling down, when you're feeling a little depressed, or what you've mastered, what you haven't mastered, and how you open up. I want to know, because I'm at this point where I feel like my teenage years was shitty. My earlier 20s were shitty. After I got back from Afghanistan, those times were a little bit of shitty. I always had good times. I didn't always have bad times. I'm not saying, oh my God, I'm a victim, because I could be in a worse situation. I'm just saying, I feel like my life is boring as fuck. I'm just it's not my life is boring. I'm boring. And it kind of makes me self-conscious about it, especially because I'm married. So what do you guys do? Let me know what you guys do. I need to know, because, bruh, this feeling doesn't feel good, all right? It doesn't feel good. I'm a Renaissance man that is average. Come on. I want to be remembered for something in my life.